俺が人間なんだ。
Alright, so in this one, we are going to be going with the community tier list. This is of players in, I believe, this tier list is a result of voting by verified top 6K players, with the majority of them ranking top 1K. From a community, the main Reddit Discord that is linked on the subreddit of Dragon Ball Legends. This is their community tier list from the higher ranking players, top 6K, whatever, but, top 2K, maybe top 1K, top 3K, it is more or less, at least a respectable rank, right? So, just to look at everything they wrote here, they wrote a lot. I wonder what this updated to. This is before the new Goku and Vegeta just came out, so it's up to everything else prior to that. Okay. So today, 12th of March, we are showing the best 20 units before the introduction of Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. This CTL sees no red, CTL meaning community tier list, sees no red units whatsoever. Kind of weird, yeah, I wonder. I wonder why. To break it down, just basic stuff here. Alpha rank, which would be the highest rank, sees Ultra Gogeta and Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta holding their position, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta gaining 1 more rank, and then LF Full Power Frieza gains 4 ranks and makes the top 4. Okay, interesting. The beta rank, the rank just below, welcomes JIREN as number 5. Also welcomes the Fallen, Legends Limited, Trunks, and Future Gohan. Super Vegeta's falling 2. Okay. Gamma reveals new units to itself with Revival Frieza and God Destruction Beerus. Beerus! I got a lot to say about Beerus. Beerus is a unique one to talk about. And then Purple Super Saiyan Revival Gohan and Zamasu Goku Black are in that tier as well. Then Delta sees yellow units dropping, likes of Majub dropping Evolution Blue, and then with Zenkai Super Saiyan Bardock, and then a new awaited Zenkai unit joins top 20 with the Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta in the top 20. And then the last ranking here, the LOE ranking, with First Form Frieza in the top 20, Full Power Frieza, and Zenkai Chilled, the Zenkai Full Power Frieza, and Zenkai Chilled, and Bardock, LF Bardock as the 20th best unit in the entire game. Then among the other new units, they have Green Kaioken Goku at 46, and then to note, Gogeta is considered at 8 stars, while the LFs are considered at 9. Then Super Vegeta is considered at 12, and Zamasu Goku Black are considered at 14. Okay, wait, is Bardock considered at 9? If not, then I assume it's 6, right? That'd be basic stuff. Bardock's not considered at 9. Okay, so just the 1800 Z power banners. Well, let's look at this here, right? Yeah, let's just check it out. So Alpha rank, obviously Ultra Gogeta being number 1, pretty undebatable. It makes sense just to see. Yeah, Legends Limited units, you can see it right there in the bottom left, are at 6 stars. Sparking are at 9. Extreme are at 7. Free to play are at 14. Zenkais are considered at 7. Zenkai 7. And yeah. Ultra Gogeta is number 1. I feel that. Yes, everyone does, as they should, because he is the best unit in the game. With Boost, wasn't really going to change much. Goku Vegeta is number 2. I even put a poll about this, and people were debating it left and right. Honestly, the polls showed that everyone thinks Goku Vegeta, more or less like 70% said Goku Vegeta. I do think Gogeta 4 and Goku Vegeta are 1 and 1. I think you could do like 2A, 2B with Ultra Gogeta being number 1. I don't think there's much separating them. Personally, I think Gogeta 4 is better just because you having the ability to always do whatever you want to do with that main ability, just usually always like available to go, while Goku Vegeta do have, the obvious, hey, I could go advantage or disadvantage whenever I want. Gogeta 4 kind of has the situation where it's equal. Obviously, it's less with the main ability, but in a scheme of how he can just one-shot with the ultimate on most units, it's like that one-shot potential compared to Goku Vegeta's, yes, swapping out, swapping in, swapping out, swapping in potential, which is there, and it's good, it's fine, but is it as powerful as a one-shot compared to, okay, I have to do 6 or 7 cards, and then boom, now I get to, like, take advantage. Obviously, Goku Vegeta have more and more and more, but, so does Gogeta 4. I think they're 1A, 1B to one another. Seeing them right next to each other doesn't really, strike anything to me. I think it actually makes sense. Frieza Frieza, yeah, he probably is top 5. Frieza, his value is just insane. With LOE being so good as it is, it makes sense. JIREN being purple, I mean, that even gives more value to Frieza with all these purples down here. You see them with no reds in the meta. You know, very simple logic here. No red, yellow, go strong. Like, it's very caveman simple logic. The only red would be Vegeta, and that's the Vegeta aspect of Goku Vegeta, right? It doesn't... Firstly, you don't even see that for the start of the match. Secondly, when you fight Goku Vegeta on their, like, peak team mono purple, it's all purples anyway, so it's like, where do you really run into an issue with full power Frieza? You don't. You just have more value, because all purples anyways, right? So full power Frieza, insane value, insane utility, insane. He literally has everything. Like, his team has everything on top of he has everything. It's not really a thing you can debate. It's just true. JIREN? Now, I made the video comparing JIREN to Bardock, and obviously I did think JIREN was better, but not by a long shot or anything. JIREN is a bit gassed. I would say JIREN is probably below some of these others here. I would say Sword of Hope. Okay, Sword of Hope, I feel like I do this in Namek Goku, and it feels warranted because it is true. Sword of Hope, pre-gauge, feels very like I don't really care about him. Post-gauge, he feels like a good unit. The thing is, I'm looking at this here, and I'm looking strongly. Number 1 and number 4, which I agree with their placements there, they can, one full nullifies endurance, and then one can nullify endurance for 60 counts at their peak. It's like, while that is a thing, Trunks, post-gauge Trunks is equal to JIREN. Pre-gauge Trunks, Trunks, even on his best team, you have double endurance. It's like, you just get fucked over with Trunks. Trunks should be lower, but go back to JIREN here. He should be lower than Super Vegito and Future Gohan. Let me explain why. Now, Super Vegito, while he might not be the most core on fusions every single time, Super Vegito does have more value in the sense of he does give that support to everybody in the entire game. Future Gohan is the same exact thing, by the way, but he obviously has it a different way than Super Vegito does have it. With, you know, the enemy just doing cards, Gohan has it when he takes a hit. On top of, the team Super Vegito's on wants him more than the team JIREN's on. Now, comparing individual unit to unit, I think they're... it's hard to compare, because again, the same Trunks thing I just had an issue with. Yes, JIREN does gain that endurance, but I'm looking at the top 4, and it's... you have full nullify endurance, so it's like, while Super Vegito might not be the greatest unit in the game right now, for sure, you have more to his kit that's usable and active and gettable, really, from just everything in it, than JIREN, because, again, you look at number 1, you look at number 4, JIREN's value cannot be that exponential if he's just getting killed, and he doesn't... Okay, like, he gained all these buffs, and now I have to be forced to have my rival Frieza ready to, like, swap in to eat the rush for him because he's on LOE, and that... It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work fulfilled. JIREN does like to be on LOE. He does flow on LOE to the best extent that he can, but it's circumstantial when you get that situation where it's like, okay, now I go around Frieza. Good thing my JIREN was there, and now he has endurance, and now he has all these damage buffs and everything. If he weren't so restricted, and this is a Bardock issue too, but if he weren't so restricted with all like his really, really cool stuff locked behind that rush activating, it would be better. On top of, if there weren't 2 nullify endurance forever basically units, he would be, you know, top 7 to me. I think he does fall below Future Gohan and Super Vegito, so I would put JIREN as number 8, Super Vegito as number 5, Future Gohan as number 6, Sword of Hope as number 7, and JIREN as number 8. That's how I'd put it. Gamma tier, Rival Frieza. I definitely feel like Rival Frieza is very good. He's rated at, what, 9, right? Yeah, 9. That makes sense. I have him at 9, so I know how he is. Very good unit for sure. The revival mechanic just being so strong in itself, you know, not even just him being like that great of a unit. He is a very good unit, but like the mechanic, right? That's what really does it. Because it's not really, okay, you can't nullify revival, like Beerus is here, yes, but like, we'll get into Beerus when I talk about him. There's no like more than one unit that can nullify revival, right? Which with this, it kind of accentuates that, where Frieza, he just flows because he has revival. Top, he's a very good blaster. He's lowering sub count. He's stealing balls. He's, well, destroying balls rather. On his second main, he has blue card damage. That's very good. He has a lock-in, well, sub count up, green card, I believe, on his transformation. He has a lot of little niche annoying things that he can do. On top of LOE just being a very strong team, probably a top 3 team in the game, you know, Frieza has very incredible value there. Now, Beerus. Beerus, no. I don't understand it. No way. Let me explain why. Beerus, he is paper. if Beerus, fun fact, if Beerus had a thing where like his first strike arts did like 70% extra damage on his entry just every time for like maybe 3 times or infinite even, he would be 10 times better. Now let me explain why. Beerus, when you pop main, you draw a green card. So let's say you pop a strike when you enter. Let's say you came from somebody else, you go into your Beerus, you do a strike, then that first 70% and it gets them below half. What happens there? You pop main, or you have a green card already, or whatever. You already get the green card. You have the green card ready to go. Then they're locked in. Then you could do that anti-endurance. Then you could do that anti-revival. He doesn't do enough damage to warrant him being an anti-revival right now. Yes, he is an anti-revival. He is the revival nullifier in this game right now. But it is so seldom to ever happen because he doesn't do enough individually on his damage. His teams do not do enough for him to get that situation for him going. Because even when you run Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta with this Beerus, it's like, sure, that can work, and you're going to amp your Beerus, but then where's your durability? Where's your survivability? Where's your endurance? Where's your revival? You're getting fucked because God Key's just not strong enough, right? He obviously is a big improvement to the God Key tag, but you cannot, again, you will never really see this Beerus nullify revival or even endurance sometimes because he doesn't do enough in his short burst where he wants to be in and get that green card, get that lock in, get that blue card, he wants to do all these things. But the sequence of it happening is so seldom with all these lowering sub counts, with just not the craziest damage. He just can't output the damage he needs to do to get these things he wants to do. I would put him below Bardock, not Super Saiyan, or Yellow Bardock, below Super Saiyan Bardock, because while God Key's better, like this is before the, ROF boys, but regardless, God Key is better because Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta Zenkai. He just doesn't fulfill the role he wants to fulfill. Like, he's there, he's doing work, sure, but is it, like, outstanding? Is it as good as Frieza? Like, are they even comparable? I don't even think they're comparable. Because he has the kit for it, doesn't have the stats, he doesn't have the defenses, he doesn't have everything else he needs. But he has the kit for it, doesn't have the exemplification to really make it pop off is the issue with him. I think he should drop drastically lower. I think he's very overrated here. Zamasu and Goku Black. Okay, I got a big gripe with this one. Zamasu and Goku Black, I think, are fine, but Majub being 13th in it, Chief. Majub, I mean, yes, I know there's a core that's fusions, and people say it's better. I don't know which one's better. It doesn't even really go to my point, but there's a core that has Future Gohan on fusions with Ultra Gogeta and Gogeta 4, then there's a core of Majub on fusions. Obviously, people like the Future Gohan setup because it gives that support, and it's just better disruption. It feels like, while Majub is more of a tanky setup, but still Nullify Endurance exists, so it's like, what does that tanking really matter? It doesn't matter which one you prefer, really. But with that, Majub could still be lower than Future Gohan, and he should not be below Beerus. Like, Majub should be, if not above Rival Frieza, right next to Rival Frieza. Like, Majub needs to go up. Like, that needs to happen, like, right now. But Zamasu Goku Black, they're in a fine spot. Again, Majub should be better than them on this list. But they don't get full countered for sure, but the team you run them on is Future, with Future Gohan, Sword of Hope, and then Zamasu Goku Black. And, 90% of the time, it's just how it's going to go, because you have double endurance. One of your endurance units is going to get rushed. Maybe it's Future Gohan, maybe it's Sword of Hope, doesn't matter. Zamasu and Black aren't going to be the comeback kings and save you from everything, and that's a disaster. While they can't tank well, they're okay for what they are, for sure, but can they do anything that's outstanding? No. And we're kind of hitting this, like, wall. I think Revival Frieza really started the wall, but we're kind of hitting this wall where you separate the list in half, top 10 to the bottom 10. Zamasu and Black are nowhere near the realm of Revival Frieza, of Majub. I don't even think, like, you could separate this list to, like, a Z tier and, like, an S tier, and then starting Zamasu and Goku Black, it would be, like, minimum, like, S tier, even lower and lower and lower, because these units are not comparable. I think the top 10 are far surpassing, well, removing Beerus and putting Majub there, are far surpassing of the bottom 10. Just putting it out there. Rival Gohan, I would say, he's definitely usable. I do worry for him with, Goku Vegeta, Gogeta 4, Sword of Hope, Beerus even. I know Beerus I just shit on, but Beerus even still does exist, even though he is going to get, slandered here. There's a lot of anti-revival in this game, so I do worry for that. His base form doesn't really do much. I would say in his transform state, he can do well with like a Deadku, and Deadku's dead, and then he had that amp support beyond belief with the damage inflicted and all these things that can happen. But sure, but I wouldn't mind him being like bottom 20 as well. Like I'll be real, I don't think his value is exponential, but again, I don't think anyone that's below, Rival Frieza is really that exponentially valuable. Again, swapping Maju for Beerus. Evolution Blue, I already talked about Maju, obviously. Evolution Blue, I think is easily surpassed here. Even so, without me like saying like Bardock is quite literally a better Evolution Blue, I think Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta surpassed him. I think Zenkai Full Power, I think Chilled, I think Zenkai First Form, I think Bardock, I think everyone above Evolution Blue is better, or below Evolution Blue is better than Evolution Blue. Yeah. I think Bardock's superior Evolution Blue. I think Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta offers more to the teams he's on. Future, God Key, whatever you want to run him on. Vegeta Clan even. Bardock on Super Saiyan still is a menace. And then that LOE trio, Yellow, Yellow, Blue LOE, it's a bitch to fight against. Chilled, I know Chilled's just like, okay, Bardock only counter. No, he's actually decent to use. And then Zenkai First Form Frieza, he's a very good support to go with your nuking of Full Power LF and then Rival Frieza. I don't think Evolution Blue should be this high. I don't even think Evolution Blue should be on this list, to be really honest. What's his increased value for? I see the purples, I get that, but I'm looking at Bardock then, and Bardock his kit is designed to be a superior Evolution Blue, because Evolution Blue gets 90%, then he has to rebuild it back up every single time he comes in. Bardock, he gets 160 when he's built up, then he stays built up, then he gets 190 on his first starts when the enemy attack is over. So what's better, a consistent 160, or you getting a lucky 2 combos and then, okay, you're at 225%? But the consistency would be with Bardock. The utility would be more with Bardock. So I don't know how Evolution Blue is this high, but I think he should just drop off the list. I don't think he's even necessary beer. He is rated at a little bit higher stars because of the banners, but even so, I don't think he should be on this list here. Bardock, okay placement. Again, I would put some of these others above him. Super Saiyans is fine, but LOE is just, Bardock is right there. Then you see Chilled below. It's like, but Chilled is the counter to Bardock. Like, that's DBL0704S. Like, that's the counter to Mr. DBL0704S. Like, why is Bardock above? I get Super Saiyans very strong. It's very glass, and it does work. But I don't think Super Saiyans is outweighing LOE, which you're basically saying that by putting the LOE core at the bottom there, because, you have 1, 2 on the top of the top 10. Who is that third? That third is one of those bottom 3, right? So you could probably move them up a lot. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta should get more respect. I would say minimum he should be top 14, 13 up there. Even I would respect him enough to put him above Zamasu Goku Black, but he would not be in that realm of the top 10 though. He does do very well damage. People definitely did hate on him because they expected more, and even me, I expected a lot more. Maybe even give Future some key, give Future some support when he does attacks, but no, they didn't add jack shit on that, which does suck, but he is still good. He is still tanking very well. He was built more tanky. He has 60% cut on cover, then he has neutral for 3 counts, so like, let's say they rush with fucking Goku Vegeta. Okay, well maybe your Vegeta can actually eat it because he covered in 6% cut with good stats on top of neutral. It's like, he can actually do that shit, so they built him more defensively, which is a fine thing. It's just, he never seemed to be a defensively built unit anyways, but that lowering sub count does make sense for him, which he does do in his uniques, does help him, should be in the realm of like 11, 12 there, so bump him up there. And then the bottom 4. Zenkai Frieza, Zenkai Frieza, you are probably, I like you more than Chilled, obviously, at like a good star threshold, which you would be at 9 here, which is fine enough, right? 9 is like the minimum. I'd like him more than Chilled. Yeah, you should probably be like 15th. Zenkai Full Power, if Majub's going to be 10th there, I would say Zenkai Full Power is probably 12th over Revival Gohan. Zenkai Full Power Frieza, while he is maybe not the greatest damage dealer, he just eats, man. And Yellow, Yellow, Blue LOE, while it is maybe not the best team in the game, and I don't think it's ever been proclaimed this, but you had that revival, you had that endurance, and you had that tanking, you had that damage dealer of the LF Full Power Frieza, you don't really lack. You know, there's no reds. Maybe you run into Goku Vegeta, okay, you get the rush off on them. Maybe you just do your Revival Frieza doing the damage because he can just burst damage the shit out of them and do well and kill them because they have no defenses. Like, I think Yellow Blue LOE is severely underrated here because you see this full power Frieza Zenkai, and that's the team he's going to run on. He's so low. I think this guy could easily be about Revival Gohan status of tier spot. Then Chilled should be above Bardock. Like, this is the Bardock counter. Chilled should probably be even above Evo at some point there because, again, God Key's not really peaked out here. Yes, you can run Vegeta Clan where it is Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta, Evolution Blue, and sort of Hope. That is a team. But again, I'm looking at the top 4, and I'm looking at these other units around them, and it's like, run that. Then your one tank that's sort of Hope, full power Frieza, rush them. It's not hard to do. It's a very commonplace thing, so you can't really rely on that situation to be like, okay, yes, Evolution Blue should be this high because of that one team, because that's the only team you can run them on, really. There's not really a better team for Evolution Blue right now, so Chilled should probably be above him. And then Bardock, again, I've said it, Bardock is a superior Evolution Blue. Like, there is no attribute to Evolution Blue that Bardock does not have. Again, that lucky, I would say, is realistic here to say lucky. Damage that can be higher than Bardock's, for sure. But is it consistent? No. Bardock's is better. It's consistent to a, maybe even to a fault because it's not as high, but it's still consistent and it's still decent enough. 160, 190 on first starts. Still good enough. Also good for the meta with the fucking over health restore on his main, the lock-in, the neutral defensively, the endurance. Like, Vegeta has flawless defenses. Bardock actually has defense because he's defensively neutral. If there is a red Goku Vegeta aspect of Vegeta, obviously, can deal with that. I would say Bardock can go up to where Evolution Blue is, and they would just swap each other, right? Because I don't think Evolution Blue should make the list, but if he does, he barely makes it at the end there. Overall, though, the top part, the top tier, which is the most important tier, I do agree with. I would obviously swap this, 5 through 8 tier here and have Super Vegito, and then Puddle, then Jiren, then Sword of Hope. I would have that order. Then 9th, I would have Revival Frieza, yes. 10th, I would probably have, if I'm going to keep that, I would say Maju's probably still 10th. 11th, I would move up Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta / Full Power Frieza Zenkai would kind of be like 1A, 1B in that scenario. And then, you just kind of go through the rest, and the rest really don't matter too much. But Bardock would be a little bit lower. The LOE units would be a little bit higher. Super Saiyan Bardock would be a little bit lower. The LF Bardock would be higher. And then the LO units would be a little bit higher there because they are still very good units. But overall, pretty good tier list. I don't think there's many, gripes I have for it, right? I think it's pretty nice. I think the overrating of Jiren does exist. The overrating of Beerus does exist, for sure. And the underrating of some of these LOE units is there, but overall, I rate it well. Let me know what you guys think of this community tier list from the top 6K players, with the majority of them in top 1K. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.